Jackson, let's go, man, on a Monday.
Let's do it. It's time to pick some college football. It's Thanksgiving week on a Monday.
Woo!
Woo! You know what that means, and you know what that sound means. That means we're ready for some college football and some sporting event excitements, and time to pick some college football. Picking Rivalry Week.
Woo! It's Rivalry Week, baby. Hey, that's hard to say 3 times in a row. Rivalry Week. Let's go, baby. Jackson, talk about Rivalry Week. Then let's get into last week's scores real quick. What you got? Top 5 and 5. Come on, baby.
Okay, so let's start off with the big one. Ohio State versus Michigan. This is a big college football rivalry right there for you. This is going to be one game, although it's noon Eastern on ABC, but it's still a big game. That game is being played in Columbus this year, and I think Ohio State is favored by this game, and they lead that series overall over the Michigan Wolverines in that game. That's where I want to start off with that rivalry game right there. That's a big, big game right there.
Jack, it's the biggest game. Because, listen, you're talking about 2 teams that right now are in the college football playoffs. Number 2 against number 3. This is huge. This means, Jackson, this means so much. I don't necessarily think this means one of these teams is not going to make the playoffs. However, this will determine at least who does not get to play Alabama first round, which is a huge, huge blessing. Whoever wins this game does not play Alabama first round of the playoffs. Ohio State, number 2, Michigan, number 3. It's at Ohio State. It is not at the Big House this year. It is at Ohio State. Let's play Stump Jackson Monday. Are you ready for Let's Play Stump Jackson Monday?
Yeah, I am.
Jackson, you know this question has not been released to you before. This is live. You have not heard what question I'm going to ask you, correct? Right?
Yeah.
All right. Jackson, the question of Let's Stump Jackson Monday is this. If Michigan plays in the Big House, where does Ohio State play?
If Michigan plays in the Big House?
Michigan Stadium is called the Big House, or at least the nickname is the Big House. What is Ohio State's?
Because they call it the biggest college football stadium in the world.
That's right.
And in the country overall. You see, I think if this were to be played there, it would be electric and a rockless atmosphere.
Yeah.
The whole state would be rocking if that game would be played.
Hey.
That's what I think is going to happen.
No doubt about it. But Jackson, this is the second question. Then what is the name of Ohio State Stadium, or what is the nickname of Ohio State Stadium? Ooh.
Ohio Stadium?
What is the name of Ohio State Stadium, or nickname, or who is the sponsor of their stadium?
It's really tough to ask. I've been there about 4 years now, so
okay.
I think it's Buckeye Stadium. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Jackson, the best part about that question is I have no idea. I just thought you might know since you're the smarter out of us two. Hey, Jackson, we'll keep rolling on that. We'll ask Nick Hill. He'll know the answer to this. He does always. We'll keep rolling.
Yeah, he should know all about the Ohio State Stadium and Buckeye Country. He knows all about Ohio, and he should get back to it when he does.
Absolutely. Jackson, let's talk about the second biggest rivalry, or maybe even a bigger rivalry just because of where you and I went to college. Tell us another rivalry game this weekend on Saturday. What you got?
Well, this Saturday, it is going to be a big one for your state. But in my state, well, for your state, really, I only went to school there for about 2 years now, so my friends are still there without me. But this game that we're going to talk about right now is Clemson playing at home in Death Valley against the big opponent against South Carolina.
The Gamecocks!
Yeah!
Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun.
All right. Let's get right to the game, shall we?
All right,
I
Jackson.
will say something about that game.
What?
Now, this is a big game, the Palmetto State Showdown kind of game they call it up there. Now, I will say, people who are watching this game, the friends that we know in the past, who even are watching at this game, even though they're watching it all on television, even though that game's being played at Death Valley this year, I do think Clemson is going to win in the first half, but But South Carolina is going to have a huge deficit comeback in the second half, and they're going to win the game by 1 point in a very close, tight showdown against this rivalry team at Clemson. This is going to be one epic battle of a game.
Wait.
I think it's going to go down the wire. Whoever makes the most plays.
Wait, Jackson. Just to clarify, I need you to cut the lamp on and say it one more time. Who did you just say is going to win this game? Cut the lamp on. Tell all the fans who's going to win this game. Come on.
All the fans should realize and understand and listen to what I'm saying right now.
I'm listening.
Even though I will say to all the fans who are listening to me right now is that Clemson is favored in the first half, but South Carolina will come back and win in overtime by 1 point.
Go
by
Cox!
A field goal and a touchdown.
Go
And
Cox!
that's what I think is going to happen. But South Carolina is going to win in overtime by field goal. And that's what I think is going to happen in Death Valley. That should be a big rivalry upset right there for you. And I think all the fans should definitely be happy to what I'm listening to right now and to us. So you should be proud about us, of what I'm saying right now on the air. And that's what I think is going to happen to this game right now.
Jackson, I'm ecstatic. And listen, I'll put it like this. You're exactly right. This is going to be a close game, closer than people think. It is every year. Or it's supposed to be every year. It's been rough the last couple of years for South Carolina, but before that, they won 5 in a row, and it was Dabo's thorn in the flesh. That's the one game he couldn't win. Jackson, let me tell you this. As a player, you either think about two things, winning it all or beating your rivalry team. And if we can't win it all, which we can't, we have to beat our rivalry team. That's our silver lining. Jackson, you're exactly right. It's going to be an extremely close game. And as a matter of fact, everything was summed up by what you just said by Dabo Swinney. When he was asked by a reporter if he was going to sit some of his players and rest them for the playoffs against South Carolina like we're a cupcake team, and this is what his answer was. Quotation marks, quote unquote, obviously you're not from South Carolina, are you? In other words, this game is going to be epic. Like always, whether it's at Williams-Brice or Clemson, it's going to be an epic game. Jackson, you're exactly right. It's going to be close. I don't know who wins this game, but I like where you're going to South Carolina. I think they would love nothing more than to knock Clemson out of the playoffs. If South Carolina wins this game, Clemson's out. Right, Jack? Don't you think so?
I think so. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, yes, Clemson does lose and get knocked out of the playoffs if they do lose to South Carolina. I think you're right, Blake. If Clemson does lose this game, they are definitely out of the playoffs, and they're definitely not going to be, in the playoff contention of the college football playoff if they do lose. And I think you're right, Blake. They'll be knocked out and definitely get their rankings off. Someone in Vancouver plays them if they lose Saturday on that rivalry game. And yes, and if Clemson does lose, they're gone.
Jackson, you're exactly right. One more question. Michigan and Ohio State, back to that. They played Ohio State. I don't think there's any question Ohio State wins this game. I think they win it soundly. They put up some crazy numbers this year. Harbaugh's Michigan is not there yet, and not against the dominant Ohio State. They're both 10-1. I think Ohio State wins this game by 2 touchdowns. What are your thoughts?
I think so. It is being played at Columbus this year, so Urban Meyer has done well at home, so I think he should pull this one out. And Urban Meyer has done a very good job with his football team offensively, so I think Ohio State does come up with a win, and I agree with you, and I think Ohio State does come up with a win on the other side of the ball. Harbaugh does have some good football team and some good talent. just too much for my Ohio State Buckeyes for this one.
Jackson, by the way, the name of the stadium is the Horseshoe or the Shoe. That's where Ohio State plays. That's where the game will be played this week. Hey, let's talk about a home rivalry in your state of Florida. Who we got down there, Jack? Come on.
Okay, so it's not a big one, but it's definitely not as much as the Michigan Ohio State game.
Top 25.
For sure, definitely no better than the Michigan Ohio State for sure. But
no.
For this game that I got down here, we got FSU versus Florida. Now, FSU has won the last two meetings the last couple of years, but you look back in about past decade, Florida has won when they had the Steve Spurrier era and when they had Urban Meyer there down in Florida. They have beaten FSU when they had Tim Tebow back in the day and when they had Steve Spurrier back in the day as their winning Heisman Trophy coach and quarterback. In those days, Florida State didn't play so well. But nowadays, Florida State has played well, especially when they won on the road at Florida last year. And that's what it stands for this rivalry game when that game is being played out for this coming college football week.
Jackson, you're exactly right. So who wins the game?
I think it's going to be FSU by 2 points.
FSU by 2. Okay, Jack, that's interesting only because FSU has a spread of a touchdown. So I think you're going in the right direction on that. That's going to be a good game. Keep in mind it's at FSU. Hey, Auburn, Alabama. Let's talk about that.
Iron Bowl. Let's talk about
Come
the
on,
Iron
baby.
Bowl.
Woo! Come on.
I want to say about the Iron Bowl for a second. Now, this game this year is being played at Jordan. Not there, but this year's game is being played at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama.
This game is going to be played, and there's going to be a bunch of Bama fans there, and I think Bama's going to win this one very easily. They're going to shut out Derek Mason and the Auburn Tigers, and I think Nick Saban has played well at home, and they're the number one team in the nation, and I think they're going to knock off Auburn and get those Tigers out of there, and they're going to beat up on Auburn. I think Bama's going to win this game very easily, 30-3.
Jack, I mean, listen, I think you're close to it. Alabama's got an 18-point spread. Jalen Hurts, talking about quarterbacks against each other, White. Jalen Hurts is blowing it out of the water. Over 2,000 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, compared to White, who's only got 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Their offense is too strong. Their defense is too good. Alabama wins the game. Jack, you're exactly right. Hey, listen, it's been a great day broadcasting with you, Jack, on this beautiful Monday from Tampa, Florida, Charleston, South Carolina. What a beautiful day. Breaking it down just like that. Jackson, we'll talk later.
Have a good Thanksgiving week, Blake.